I'm not a candidate.
You want me to work that for you?
This is my kids would say, that's my jam.
I love it. Great work, producer Mike. So Nikki Haley is up asking the voters to reject Donald Trump to pick her instead with a big ad, $10 million ad buy against Donald Trump in New Hampshire and Iowa. Let's see if it's going to get the job done for her. Take a look.
A president must have moral clarity and know the difference between good and evil. Today, China, Russia, and Iran are advancing. There's chaos in our streets and college campuses. Our security is threatened at home and abroad. It's time for a new generation of conservative leadership. We have to leave behind the chaos and drama of the past and strengthen our country, our pride, and our purpose. I'm Nikki Haley, and I approve this message.
Okay, so that's her first effort. She's spending $10 million on it. Much of that money apparently went to licensing the Terminator soundtrack for the backing of that. That was weird. But anyway, she says we have to leave behind the drama, leave behind the chaos. That is technically an attack against Donald Trump. You sort of have to read into it a little bit. I feel like you could mention a lot of other stuff if you really wanted to land a knockout blow, but that's what she's got right now. So Brett, what do you think? Is this going to work for her?
What an old ad. Like, we got to leave behind the drama and the chaos of the recent past and go to the typical boring ass fear mongering of how our politics used to be, where the Republicans just scared the crap out of everybody and made them feel like they were less safe. So everybody would hunker around their guns and vote with a big R. That's what this ad is. I hate the mixed caps. Oh my God, the mixed cap, like all cap, small cap, like geez, this like that. Oh God, I hate that. Oh, that font. Make every letter thick as the other letters. It's so annoying.
If she loses this thing, I think it's the typography that
it triggers me so much. It's like graphic design is her passion. But yeah, Nikki Haley, did anyone else get vibes that it was like a satirical ad from Veep? Like it was just paint by numbers. It was so old, so tired. But conservatives, maybe they like that. They want to get back to like, W. Bush 9/11 fear mongering imagery.
I mean, she is, I think, the avatar for that on the right now. And I will also say that before the show, I shared a couple of possible book covers with Brett, and I'm pretty sure I did that with the typography on the cover. So now I'm feeling very uncomfortable about my choices. But anyway, look, we're critical of the ad. That doesn't really matter. I think that the competition inside of the Pick Me primary is where it really matters. So let's jump to that. Christie has responded to the ad. Here's what he had to say.
I saw a new TV ad today out from Governor Haley, and this is what she says. We have to leave behind the chaos and drama of the past. What? What's that mean exactly, Governor? Why not say it? He's not Voldemort from the Harry Potter books. He's not he who shall not be named. No, this is trying to have it both ways. She doesn't want to offend people who have supported Donald Trump. So she says things like in South Carolina 3 days ago, he was the right president at the right time, but for some reason, drama and chaos follow him wherever he goes, as if he is an innocent victim.
Okay, I think much of that criticism, I think, is 100% accurate. I love that there is at least someone in the Republican nominating contest who's saying that stuff. I will say it's not like Christie is totally innocent because he stuck around with Trump for a long time. Maybe not as long, and he's more willing to be critical than Nikki Haley is right now. But he did stand literally by his side for some time. But that said, yeah, I think referencing Harry Potter is sort of a weird thing for a right winger to do. Although with her transphobic comments, maybe that has increased the value of her stock on the right. I don't know, Brett. What do you think?
I mean, parents know about Harry Potter, and and that didn't even land until afterwards. He was like, say the name. They were like, what? I don't understand, until he said she's not saying Donald Trump. That is the benefit of being a trial lawyer right there. You are watching Christie, who knows how to stand in front of a jury of 12 random people and make an argument that lands. That is, how he made his name essentially. I respect it. I think it was great. I think he is the only one who can stand up there with the kind of freedom of speech that Donald Trump stands up there with. That is how those two are similar. They're two people who are just like, I'm going to be strong in your face right now. And being able to call out, being able to differentiate yourself from the rest of the field is the job. It is the job. And that is the opposite of what everybody else on that dais is doing. Because they're afraid to alienate the Trump voter that they will end up needing. What they don't remember is like what you pointed out, like the memory is probably pretty short for these folks. Like they're just reacting in the moment because most people have other crap to worry about than memorizing what happened on every day. Most people don't remember that Christie was next to Donald Trump all the time. And was part of his led his transition team essentially.
Phoenix Dragon is saying the Harry Potter comment was meant to be a nod to the millennials he had there. Okay, I had not noticed that it was overwhelmingly millennials. Perhaps that's the reason. Yeah, you might be right about people's memory. And I think so many of his lines, I was gonna say should hit, because he's still at like 2%. Like I think they would be so much better off if they chose Chris Christie than sticking with Donald Trump. But so far, I think he's been super accurate with both his criticisms of the chaos of Donald Trump and the drama of Donald Trump, but also pointing out like his lies about the wall and the fact that he raised, the national debt and like all the failures on policy. But it clearly isn't breaking through, no matter how much it might make sense to me as a person who has nothing to do with their side of the aisle, might think that it should. It isn't yet breaking through. So sorry, Chris Christie, but I appreciate it.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.